Welcome to Squatch-D TV, where the truth is first before all else. Join your hosts, veteran investigator, TV personality, and author Steve Kulls, and from the Kentucky Bigfoot Research Project and the Kentucky Fried Fixes channel, Chris Bennett. Sit back and prepare to take yourself on a journey with the longest-running Bigfoot podcast, Squatch-D TV. Here are your hosts, Steve and Chris.
And good evening, Cyberspace. For today's date, August 3rd, 2025, I'm your host, your guide, the Squatch Detective, Steve Kulls, along with my co-host right down there, Mr. Chris Bennett. Hello, Chris.
Steve, good to see you, man.
All right.
Going well. Checked out that podcast you did with the simulcast Friday night. Yeah, I heard a lot of y'all made my ears burn there for a while. I appreciate the kind words, true or not. And but I appreciate that. That was a good show. It really was.
Yeah, we went on for a while because we were just having such a good conversation. I had nothing to do that night, so we just kept on going.
Yeah.
Okay, so let's just get right down to business tonight.
Let's do it.
So if people were wondering what inspired all of this, and Jeff Meldrum posted on his Facebook page apparently yesterday morning, and I didn't see it till this morning, a post saying ultimate Bigfoot footage proof Todd Stanley critics were wrong and lying. And I love that lying part. This actual video came from the same cat that we exposed in December of last year for making statements such as this. This was that cabin in the woods guy who said, who was just making up comments of people who made up comments of Haskell, Hart, and everything, and even made up comments of Dr. Jeff Meldrum. And yet, again, the disconnect with social media with some folks that they don't look at everything just goes to prove that scientists aren't investigators like we are. We know these people like the back of our hand. So,
I mean, I don't hold it against Meldrum. He can't know everything there is to know at all times. That's just impossible.
Well, should be watching this podcast is what he should be doing.
I mean, he can know everything there is to know about foot construction, of course. Right. But what's going on in social media is a different story. Sometimes,
Correct. So this morning, we set out a PM and an email, and I'm going to put the PM up now. So
I like that shirt you got on there.
Well, thank you.
Yes.
And basically, it says, "Hey, Todd, and these are the rules I kind of want to stick to when I said I'm one of the few, despite one of your most ardent critics that's always said, hey."
I don't know. Wait a minute, babe. I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, but I don't know if it's my headphone setup or your microphone setup, but your audio is really bad. Can anybody else? Is Steve's okay? No. Okay, yeah. Kaiju Ninja says your mic is breaking up.
I don't understand what breaking means.
It sounds like it's cutting on and off.
Oh, I have no idea. There's nothing I can do about that.
Oh, it's messed up, man. Try can you do a reboot?
No, I can't.
It's really bad. I mean, we can't do the show like this. I'm telling you, I know you can't hear it, but it's really bad. Yeah. Oh, I'm way too big. Steve will be right back, folks. I'm sorry. I apologize. He's made me so big here. All right. What about now?
Sounding now.
Okay, it sounds okay. Give me a 5 count.
No, it's all right. We'll just talk.
Okay.
Normal.
I hear you.
Okay.
Sounds good. Yeah. It's working now.
Yeah, I have no idea what's going on with this mic has been acting a little wonky with StreamYard lately, and I'm not quite sure.
Okay, it's saying he's got it now. He's got it now, man.
Yep.
He's got it. Yeah, it sounds good now. Oh, wait a minute. Switch us around here. I don't know how you do that. Yeah, that's better.
All right, so anyway, we did send a PM. And one of the things he said in this video to this hoaxer guy, this crackpot of a YouTuber, he said that nobody's willing to openly discuss some of his material. I said, yeah, well, I am, always have been. So the challenge has been put out there. And I did find out that he is not in communication. Apparently, according to one of his team members, he is not in communication right now with the internet because of where he is.
Yeah.
The Facebook post has not been looked at yet, that we can confirm. I don't know about the email. I did send him an email of the same nature.
Yeah.
So from there, I don't necessarily know if he's going to accept, but we shall see by the next time we get on the air, which is we're going to be on a break after tonight, actually. We're not coming back because I'm going to be at Hocking Hills next weekend, or this coming weekend.
Right.
So I will be gone Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday. So I'm not.
Yeah.
So next show we'll be going to be doing is Wednesday of next week.
Yeah.
So unless I can do some live feeds like I did last year from Hocking Hills, I don't know the setup this year because it's at a different venue.
That would be cool if they have a Wi-Fi connection available or something where you could stream the Hocking Hills live. That would be cool. Yeah. But if you can't, well, you just got to do what you got to do.
Right. So that's where we're at right now, is with this particular issue. I am kind of, as were a lot of people were shocked. And this is what, and even more disconcerting was this statement, because I continued to be asked about my experience with Todd frequently. Here is a reasoned consideration by Robert to contribute to the conversation. No, there's not. Robert Maxwell, the guy who runs Cabin in the Woods, has known to blatantly lie about things. And here is, Chris Spencer, an audio guy, who made this statement, who said that, who Cabin in the Woods said made this statement, which stands out as the dynamic range and power of these vocalizations. They've exceeded, blah, 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 blah. Right. Their repetitive nature suggests an intentional attempt to communicate, when in actuality, Chris Spencer actually wrote a post on that saying, I don't know where you're getting your information, but you quoted me saying something I've never said.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
I've said for years, this was a coyote warning location call. Then you quote me as something I didn't say. WTF.
Yeah.
And then we see other blatant lies like Haskell Hart. So the source that, the doc is using.
Yeah, he misquoted Haskell Hart.
And he's misquoted Meldrum.
Right.
Right. So it boggles my mind. And like I say, the doc's got to watch this channel more to see the bad players in the group.
Well, yeah, I know, but he's got his academic stuff going on, and man, it's busy.
Right, but what good is academics if you're using crackpots to back up your work? Greg Long reached out to me, wanting to come on the show to talk about the whole Patterson Gimlin thing, because he had actually seen the show we did where we broke it all down piece by piece.
Right.
I reached out to him, and surprise, I didn't get a call back. Right. Conversely, where I was going with this is, I know I kind of lost my train wreck of thought here. No, that's not funny. I'm actually quite irritated, and I'll tell you why. Because I had two people try to tell me that, well, you're taking a 180, Steve. You said there was no proof that Todd Standing was a hoaxer. I'm like, whoa, 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 whoa. It's not what I said. What I said is there's no physical evidence. There's nobody coming forward saying I was the guy in the suit, nor is there a suit or a puppet or a Muppet or a mock-up or anything that looks like anything he's done. Right?
Yeah, right.
Doesn't mean I don't believe he's a hoaxer. Right. It doesn't mean that there isn't enough circumstantial evidence to prove he's a hoaxer, because there is plenty.
Doesn't mean there's no digital receipts, because there's plenty.
Plenty of digital receipts. And then I get attacked by another person trying to say, shame on you for giving Todd, a platform. I'm not giving Todd a platform. You know what? People want to see him answer the hard questions, not from these softball guys like Robert Maxwell that, birds of a feather flock together. You know what I'm saying? Let him come on a show where he's got to answer some tough questions. And believe me, I have some tough questions. And either he's going to come up with answers, or it may not look so good for him.
Right. And I think we've always been fair with Todd Standing and his the stuff he's presented, And if he wanted to come on and talk about it, that's fine.
Right. The Cabin in the Woods guy is the guy who made the video about the Ketchum Project and just lied through his teeth about it. Yeah. So now he puts Todd Standing, does a little interview piece with Todd Standing where there's no hard questions asked other than, hey, Todd, these people said that this was a mock-up. What do you think? And then he lets Todd go on and ramble on and talk. Oh, no, I'm not going to talk about objective stuff like that. I have some subjective stuff like that. I have some really objective stuff that Todd needs to answer for. I don't care about the puppets, the Muppets, and the like. We're going to break it down a different way, and we're going to show exactly why and how. And if Todd wants to come on, and if he can legitimately answer these questions, I will stand corrected. Do I think it's going to happen? I don't think so. But I'm not going to judge it, and I'm not going to come at him personally. Like I said in my email, the guy seems very nice to talk to. He has never said necessarily a mean or nasty thing about me, nor will I him. It's not about being personal. It's about the facts as they are. Just answer these questions. Simple as that.
Yeah, I would like to ask him about the Muppet Squatch. The felt face Squatch. I like that.
Yeah, but that's all subjective.
Yeah.
You know what I'd like to ask him? Whatever happened to the garbage bag full of hair that you said you had 15, 17 years ago? Whatever happened to the scientific report you said that the botanist was going to do? And by the way, what's the name of the botanist? Well, that's what I'd like to ask him. See, it's stuff like that.
Do you still have the gorilla gloves? And can we compare?
That's a whole nother thing.
So we can compare to what's shown in that video you did.
Right.
We can do a close up and count the hairs on that thing if we have to.
Oh, there's a ton more questions. There is a ton more questions. Well, Bigfoot Dwarf, the Cali lawsuit got dropped, but I'll explain to you why. Because there's a number of questions I have about the Canadian lawsuit as well. Because what people don't know, and I'll pop this up real quick, is that, yes, I have the entire ruling of the Canadian court. So we have that. And I'd like to ask him about that, ask him some hard questions, because the judge in this case, or the magistrate, or whatever they call him in Canada, had a really had some questions of his own that I would like to see Todd answer.
This was about like civil rights or something, wasn't it? It wasn't much.
Part of it was, yes. It was the middle component, hidden in the middle of everything.
You're violating my civil rights because you don't acknowledge that my belief in Bigfoot is real or something like that.
Correct, something like that. Yes.
Ah, well.
Right.
Did he ask for money in this?
And Todd made the statement to this clown, and I won't even say his name because this guy, he's a clown. He made a statement that, or maybe it wasn't that, but he made a statement when Todd made his presentation in Washington State, because when he made that one presentation in Washington State a few years ago, I actually now have the video of it.
Yeah.
So, and he makes, why am I supposed to be able to show evidence of this? You know, that's his thing. Like, the onus isn't on me. It's on the people that make the accusations. Wrong. You're the one making the claims.
Yeah. Well, I've got one over I want to bring up. Oh, Steve, it's Mike Patrick, UAP, UFO, BFRO investigator, says, if you're going to present to the public and present supposed evidence as fact, you need to back up those statements. And that's true. That's true.
Sure.
And every time that Steve has done an evaluation of evidence, and he's always backed that up with fact too.
Right.
So, but, you know, Standing should do the same thing. You know, when he presents evidence, there should be some information there that backs up what he's saying or presenting is true and accurate, other than, look at this. This is a picture of this hairy thing running up the hill, and that proves it's Bigfoot. No. No.
And I would like to stick to the stuff that we have some evidence on, like the blinking Bigfoot, which came out as a photograph 2 years before the video came out of it blinking, right?
Mm-hmm.
I'd like to know, because I managed to get the picture from the Calgary Sun, who got it directly from Todd Standing, and had all the metadata on it, all of it. And it showed me it was a single still photograph because it had an f-stop, it had an ISO rating, it had a shutter speed, right?
Right.
Videos don't have that.
Yeah.
Well, the Calgary Sun didn't make that up. I looked at it like, oh my God, the metadata's here.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. It was a pleasant surprise.
Right. And what does the metadata prove? And I will show the scientific report to Mr. Standing and like to ask the questions about, well, why did you set your camera that way when ... I don't want to give away all the questions because I don't want him to prepare for this. Right.
No homework. No.
Right. Right.
Oh, man.
And there's a lot more questions. And that's why I have nothing to be ashamed of, as this one YouTuber said, or Facebook poster said. I have nothing to be ashamed of for getting him to answer these questions on this forum, because this forum is this is what this forum is exactly built for. But we're not going to softball it. We're going to hardball it. We're going to give him the tough questions. Let's see if he's up to the challenge. Let's see if he accepts the challenge, because if he doesn't accept the challenge, we've proven that he is a liar, right? So you either lied when you said there's nobody willing to openly discuss it, and he would do it. Okay, well, here it is. And again, the rules are, I'm going to give him time to respond and count, and I will ask counter questions. I'm not going to get personal, nor do I want my audience to get personal on this.
No.
I could care less about his sister, wife, whatever, ex-wife, being a makeup artist. She wasn't a special effects artist. That I know factually. So let's clear that right off the board.
Yeah.
Right. And I know that factually because I have a source, and I'm not giving away that source. That is very close to the Standing gaggle. So don't, let's put that to rest. I'm going to stick to what we can prove as false and see if he can come up with any legitimate answer to negate those, which my guess is they're going to be either word salad or or that's my guess, but I could be surprised. I don't know. That's why I'm trying to. And I've always said that just because I diametrically oppose somebody does not mean that I dislike them. I hate them. I think they're scum of the earth. I don't think this in this case.
No,
we treat people like people. This is not personal.
Yeah.
Let's just get the facts out there. And you got a lot of hard balls. I got a lot of hard balls to throw.
Well, Yeah. I'd like to know about Outstanding Productions.
Perfect. Yes, exactly. And why the nom du jour went. Now, see, there was some cat on Meldrum's post that was trying to tell me that that, and I don't care if he knows about this because he can have all the homework in the world.
Yeah.
And oops, hang on, I got something going on with my mouse here. I didn't put this in slideshow format, so we have a little bit of.
Come on, Mousy, give me a piece of cheese.
But he was trying to get me to say that this was his real name and that Todd Standing was the pseudonym, right? Because there is a Facebook page circa, I want to say 2006. This is how long I've been into this, folks.
Yeah.
Circa 2006. Using the nom de jour of, it's not supposed to do that.
Yeah, Todd Rockwell. But
Todd
he was
Rockwell.
probably trying to hide his identity because he was doing the
production company.
Production company. Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
Right. Because, and my biggest point to that is, and so at least I'm answering some of the internet questions here.
Yeah.
My point to that is that the Supreme Court of British Columbia used the name Todd Standing. You don't use a pseudonym to bring suit to somebody.
No,
you have to use your real legal name.
Yeah. Yeah.
So Todd Standing is his legal name. Hence why, if your name is not Todd Standing, why would you create a company called Outstanding Production? Right? With standing in capitals.
That's a cool name. Yeah.
Hey, it is a cool name. If my name is Standing,
that's better than Out Rockwell Productions. Oh man. But he's been at this a long time, and the first
MySpace. The way it was MySpace.
I remember that. I'd never had that either, but I remember
everybody had that friend named Tom, the guy who created Tom.
Oh man. But yeah, he's been going at this for a long time now, and that first video he did with the people, that really pretty poor actors. I'm sorry, I'm not an actor.
Number one.
I'm not an actor either. Okay, I couldn't do it either, but they were pretty poor actors, and the something shaking the tree and the snow falling off, and everybody's like, oh. I'm like, well, what's this?
Video cuts. Because again, I will always say this. It is my belief that Todd started this whole Bigfoot thing as a Blair Witch type of film production. He had a production company, and he wanted to do this lost footage film. He had the 3 missing hikers on the website with a sketch that looked like it was made by somebody in 3rd grade. Right? Well, it was not a police sketch. Right? Just starting out, and really a fantastical tale. And calling the area only known to First Nations people as Sylvanic, when Sylvanic in of itself is a Latin name.
Yeah. Little issue there, right.
Little issue there. So there's a whole bunch of things. That's why when people say that I think Todd started out legitimately, no. He started out shortly after the Blair Witch Project came out, and he wanted to do this found footage thing on Bigfoot, I think. Which is a great idea, but he just didn't have the resources to complete it.
Well, it takes money, dude. I mean, to make a full-blown movie, you got to.
So Kaiju Ninja asked, what was his outstanding production making? Well, we believe it was going. It actually, and all right, what it did was it made a film called I forget the name of it exactly. Hang on. Here it is. The Origins of Sylvanic, right? That's what it made. That was his first film, right? And all the people involved were actors, right? And mind you, Todd, and this is another line of questioning I want to get into, right? Here's all these actors. and they portray people. And there's your fact that the Savannah 2006 production of Savannah: The Origin was nothing but a production, right? So there is, when you've been at it for as long as there's a lot of material that was out there that I have kept that people today just don't know.
Well, Mick's got a question for you, Steve. He says, Steve, have you seen Phil, I think that's Polling's analysis of Standings video 4 and video 5, in which he concludes that Todd did, in fact, use a Hollywood costume?
Likely, but again, that's all subjective. Let's stick to the things we can prove.
Yeah.
Let him answer the questions to statements he's made in the past in print that I have screenshots of. Let's stick to those. Let's stick to the facts as they are. Because you know what, people, okay, well, because he's just going to deny that, right?
Yeah.
So why go to issues that there's just going to be a denial and it's going to be a he said, she said thing? See, as an interrogator and interviewer, which I am, a trained one.
Yeah.
All right. There is a certain way of talking to somebody, and we'll know the truth as the questions are answered or danced around, right? We will know all of that.
Well, that's the thing. Sasquatch Wizard Andironic says, I want to know the truth about Todd Standing's footage. A piece of me still thinks he did film Jake and Jane, and because he thought he was going to get rich, he went off the rails with other things.
Yeah, now they have names.
Jake and Jane.
Now he's named them.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, from the early 2000s, what was it, 2006, 2005, or something like that?
He started emerging around 2004.
Yeah. Well, he was doing the little snow shaking, the tree shaking with snow falling and stuff like that, and he had his production company going, and so I'm sure he's trying to put together a few things that will make some cash in order so he can complete a movie. And at one time, he did have his Bigfoot footage. You could pay a fee and view that on a website he had set up going on. And I don't remember how much it was, but yeah, in order to watch his Bigfoot videos that he had taken, you had to pay a fee to get access.
Mick asked another question. He said, subjective. Go ahead, put that one up.
Where you at, Mick?
A little bit higher up.
Whoop. Yeah, I'm lost.
I'll get it. I'll put it back up.
You can see it, click on it, because I can't see which one you're talking about, babe. Oh, yeah, subjective. From what I understand, it's based on factual analysis.
Well, factual analysis doesn't necessarily mean it's still not physical evidence, right? It's either gonna be subjective or objective, right? And anytime you do an evidence analysis, right, that is a subjective assessment. There can be somebody that will assess it to another side of it too.
Yeah.
Right. So you got to understand that I can sit there and say, oh yeah, this costume, look at this costume from this angle, this angle, this angle. This is the same costume. Technically, somebody else could turn around and say, hey, this is not the same costume based on this, this, and that. Right. It's all subjective. Or he could simply say, well, it's analysis, but it's wrong. There's no physical evidence to back it up. If we had the costume, that would be definitely objective. That's
a big one. Yeah.
So that's why we take statements that he has made, which is factual.
Right.
I say factual that he made the statements, not that they're statements of fact, but it's statements he's made in the past. And let's ask him on that, because he said he went out with this person, a botanist. He said he had a garbage bag full of hair. He said X, Y, and Z. Well, whatever happened to X, Y, and Z? Where are the receipts for any of it? Who was the botanist? What happened to the bag full of hair? I know what the answer is going to be to that, so I'm ready for a great follow-up question with that. Trust me.
Well, Pat Collins says, I do think Todd started off with good intentions.
No, he did not.
I don't
did
know,
not.
Pat.
Listen. I don't care. I was there at the beginning. I was there the day Sylvanic.com came on live, and it was a sham. And I have screenshots of that. It talks about this mysterious land and this hole in the ground, and had Sylvanic video #1 on it. How is that coming in, with good intentions? It's not. It was coming in with outstanding productions, and he got outed because somebody found the ad in the Edmonton newspaper with Sylvanic.com's phone number attached to an ad looking for actors and actresses.
Yeah.
Fact. So
True.
no, he did not come out with good intentions. Stop thinking that way, Pat. Stop it. You and I are friends. If I'm telling you he did not come out with good intentions, you got to believe me, brother, if you're my friend.
Well,
I think just trust me on that one. I'm not telling my audience. I want everybody to look at the Internet Archive. Look up Sylvanic.com on the Wayback Machine. Go back to 2004, 2005, 2006, when the website started. You tell me if it sounds authentic. I'll let you folks do it. You don't have to trust me. You go do it. I'm just giving you the way how to.
Well, he was definitely trying to make some cash on his production work.
Yeah.
And
now, if he had made a Blair Witch, type of Bigfoot movie,
right?
Whatever, like they did the Blair Witch Project, which was made by the great Eduardo Sanchez, who also made the movie Exists.
Good one.
If he made this found footage Bigfoot movie, power to him. I've got nothing against that. Nothing against that.
Nope.
Right.
By DVD.
But then he delved into the Bigfoot community with these wild claims and stuff, and he tried another angle because it wasn't working for his outstanding productions and the origins of Sylvanic, which I've never seen, to tell you the truth. But it doesn't matter because, as I've shown people here tonight, that all the people in it were actors, including the witnesses.
Yeah, Aaron says Todd Sylvanic Bigfoot subjects: Blinky, Jake, Ewok, Jane, and the black-faced Sasquatch Kubota. Oh, okay. Which you expose, Steve, by its facial moles are all hoaxes. It's that simple.
I agree. I mean, that was probably the most easiest one to do because my little source told me who the person responsible was for being the face of that Bigfoot, and the moles matched up on the Bigfoot.
Right.
If you ever wonder why you didn't get a full face shot, you only got this.
Yeah, the actor
good reason
matched up. Yeah.
Thank you, Walter.
Walter, wow. Thank you so much,
Thank
Walter.
You, brother.
Gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, sir. Appreciate that. Whoops. Oh, man. Texas Jack. The scariest part of Exists was the way that one kid held that shotgun. Pretty decent for Bigfoot movie, though. Yeah.
I agree. But other than that, it really wasn't. It was an entertaining movie. Let's put it that way. It was not.
Yeah. I was on the edge of my seat through part of it. It's like, whoa.
You won't see that on the really bad Bigfoot movie night.
No, unfortunately.
No, fortunately, you won't see it on the really bad. Maybe someday we'll do a really good Bigfoot movie.
Well, that would be nice if we could, but
we can't.
We might be
There's
able
actually the Peter Graves documentary is actually in the public domain. We can do that one night.
Yeah. And the guys that made paper dolls, which they changed the name of it. I don't know what they. I forgot what it was.
Oh, Mick! Look at there's Mick again too.
Thank you so much, Mick.
Thank you, guys.
Appreciate that. Mick gifted 5 memberships. Thank you, Mick.
Well, guys, if you're new to this channel, we break down analysis. We do educational stuff every week. We try to have 3 podcasts a week. Of course, summer gets really busy. Fall gets really busy for me and Chris.
Yeah.
But we try to pull off at least a show or 2 a week.
We don't do this for a living. It's not like we're getting paid buku bucks.
Well, yeah, we're not getting paid buku bucks.
But wow. Oh, Kaiju Ninja says we're talking about Bigfoot movies now. Did you like Willow Creek? I liked it. I liked it. Some of it was a little hokey, the part where the The woman was standing in the woods going, ooh, 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 ooh. Okay, well, it kind of lost me there, but I got where they were going with it, with the story.
Right.
So, good movie. Good movie.
Yeah. We're getting back to our topic.
Yeah.
I have, quotes galore of Mr. Standing, and I would like clarification on a lot of stuff he said.
Right.
And because there seems to be a lot of claims and very little follow up.
Yeah.
And that is the main. And then the lawsuit. What is it with the violation of your rights? And there's a few other very interesting questions involved in that lawsuit that I would have. Especially a comment that Todd had made to the magistrate or to the court. And that is going to be very revealing. Very revealing.
All a matter of public record.
All a matter, yes, very much so. Like I said, it's not to attack him. I'm not going to say, well, why, it's going to be worded very nicely. We're going to be respectful. I would like the audience to be respectful. We're not going to talk about anything personal. We're just going to stick to what's going on. Depending on the audience size, we may have to super chat our questions because of the amount of people that are going to show up for that one, if he does show up. We have a huge audience tonight, and I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all coming in and listening to what we have to say. The offer is still out there. Like I said, the word I have on it, because I have reached out to some of my contacts, have reached out to some of Todd's contacts, say he's up somewhere out of internet range. Well, we'll see. We'll see in a few days whether or not he looks at my messages to him, see if he responds to them. I just sent him a follow-up message today. I said, okay, I understand you're not in range today. Get back to me. I'd love to make this happen.
Yeah.
Oh, Mick, that's hard.
I'm not going to put that up, Mick, but
so that is the game plan. Now, will we have that? We will have that on a Sunday night for sure. Because that's our 2-hour format. Other nights are 1-hour formats.
Yeah. And we do well. When is it going to be time for another bad Bigfoot movie night? Is that coming up soon?
We may have to do that the month of September because we have very limited shows in August.
That's right. That's right.
Because we're going to be out this week, and then we have a show 2 weeks from this Sunday, and then we have a show 2 weeks from that Sunday because the following week I'll be in Pennsylvania.
Yeah. Yeah. Busy time for Bigfoot conferences and get-togethers. Yeah.
Yeah. And getting out there too, which is really the awesome thing about, Pennsylvania is we'll be out there at night. That's right, Chet. Why not? September 27th, 2025, Whitehall Sasquatch Calling Festival.
Oh, yeah. Where's that at? Okay, Grant put it up too. Hang on.
Look.
Oh. Texas Jack says, if Todd can't make it, maybe he can send one of his Muppets to fill in. Yeah. Grant Rasha says, Whitehall Bigfoot Festival, September 27th, 2025, 10 a.m. 6 p.m. Skeensboro Park, Whitehall, New York. And if you guys are anywhere near, or maybe a state or two over, get over and check it out. It's good. Steve, are you going to be doing the MC in the calling festival this time? They're calling.
I'll tell you what. I'm speaking in Hocking Hills. I am speaking in Pennsylvania. I will be MCing the calling contest and speaking at the Whitehall Sasquatch Festival.
Yeah.
And I will be being the moderator of the town hall at the New York Bigfoot Conference in Johnstown. So I have a plate full of duties.
That's cool. Yeah, I know the kids love that calling contest up there at Whitehall. And it's good. It's good. I like to see it. Danny wants to, he said, Danny says, I want to interview that really lame Muppet. Me too, Danny. The one with the velvet fuzz face. Yeah, that's really nice. Yeah, exactly. Looks like the same material they used on the old guys there. Yeah.
So yeah, there's the Muppets up there in the booth.
Oh man.
Anyway. So Mel Weisner, somebody says, Danny, ask him if he remembers us.
Oh.
Okay, go ahead. I'll put up
Greg McDonald, yeah. Sasquatch Wizard and Erotics. Sasquatch Wizard says, Todd emailed me photos of Jake and Jane that are supposed to be high quality in some format that I can have printed out. This was about 6 months ago or so. I asked if this is really Todd sending it. Well, check the email. You know, could be if that's his email. That might
so Ken, before you dodge out, Ken Parnell, he is out of the area. That did not come from him. That came from one of his people that knows him. We'll give him a few days. I mean, I can understand some. I knew he did not read my Facebook message.
Yeah.
So I can't track my email to see if it's been read, but I'm hoping that, you know, we'll give it a few days and then we will make a statement on it if he either accepts or denies. Greg McDonald asked, am I from Kentucky also? Chris is from Kentucky. I'm from New York. You can tell by our voices.
The accent is rubbing off on you, Steve. That's what it is.
Well, I don't know, Chris. You know, I've been down there in the hollers all day long, and
that's
I had a widget and
how y'all doing?
How y'all doing?
It's rubbing off on you, man. But yeah,
Chris, does Standing have a history of taking tough interviews like it all? I have no idea. I don't think so. But part of the reason is calling him out on saying that nobody will engage him. Well, here is the opportunity to engage him.
Well, you know, being a guest on a show and having an hour or two of talking, most likely people are not going to ask him very many challenging questions. They have a narrative and they're going to promote that narrative. You know, well, just tell us about what you're doing, blah, blah, blah. What kind of ice cream? What's your favorite ice cream? You know, things like that. They're not going to ask the tough questions to reveal,
No, Tom, apparently he's out of internet range. He has not looked at my Facebook message yet. So we've extended this invitation to another show. And we've been discussing what instigated this and, why we are doing this. And basically, Tom, he made a comment that, nobody will engage him. They just make comments and they criticize.
Yeah.
Here's your number one critic right here. Has been for 20 years now. Let's have that. Let's see if he'll answer the hardball questions. Because he'll show on shows where he gets softball questions. He goes to these radio show things where they don't ask him, oh, so you really believe Bigfoot's real? That's the hardest question he gets. Right? Bring me a little bit harder.
Yeah. Mick says, Steve, what are your thoughts on the facial structure analysis of both Todd and one of the alleged creatures from one of his videos? I'd love to know more about the analysis. Well, it wasn't really Todd.
Right. That was the guy again. Let's go back. That was Mr. Maxwell from Cabin in the Woods. Remember, Mick, we exposed that guy back in December of 2024, 9 months ago now. Going on 9 months ago.
Yeah.
Nikki interviewed Standing, I think. That may be so.
If she did, I've missed it. I'll have to go back because I did not know that.
Okay, chat, why not? So he has answered some questions, right? But again, Chet, that's a great question. but it's not going to prove anything, right? I guess, you know, because he can make up any story for his answer, right? You need to go after him with questions where he has made a statement or something or a claim prior to that, and then ask him, well, what happened? Well, where are your receipts for what happened? Right? That's how you deal with that. You know, you could ask me, how do I know, you know, the Sasquatch was up 50 feet from me? Because I measured it, right? So it's very difficult for people to understand, as I am a trained interrogator and interviewer. So there's going to be a lot of questions you guys may think are important, but they're not, because the guy can make up any old story about him. Now, the problem is I have questions based on what he has said in the past and the stories he's going to make up about them if he's not telling the truth. We have a lot of great follow-up questions for those.
Well, you don't want to leave him a back door open. You know, that's the
well, that's what the backup question. That's what the back, right?
Yeah.
He's going to try to give himself a back door, and
Right.
then I already have somebody waiting at the back door saying,
yes.
well, what about this?
Yeah.
Right. Remember, you're talking to somebody who has interviewed people a lot slicker and a lot more sociopathic than most. I have interviewed true sociopaths, true psychopaths, and people that are career criminals. So I got you on this.
Yeah. Creative answers.
And Stephen, that too may be a great question to ask him.
Right.
Because there's some factual stuff we can ask him on.
Yeah. And does he still have it?
But there is, but the question is not quite that simple. And and you'll have to wait till I ask the question if it gets asked.
Yeah.
And if he doesn't come on, we'll do another show where I'm going to ask those questions that need to be answered for standing to have any credibility. If he refuses to come on or refuses to acknowledge the emails.
Grasshopper says, I have interviewed myself and it was not fun. Oh, grass. Yeah, man. Okay, Jen, I'll do that.
So what's Jen, what's going on with Sandra Piper?
Yeah.
Now Sandra Piper is one of our members here. And
Sandra's had some medical issues going on, I believe.
Now, Mick, I would also say direct questions. I wouldn't say they were really tough questions.
No.
Hello, Brian and Chewy go hiking.
Brian, good to see you. Mel Weisner says, "Yeah, I've been missing in action, but I figured I'd come in since I've been missing in action since our trip." Good to see you, Mel. Welcome.
Okay, so we'll make sure we send prayers to Sandra Piper. Sandra Piper, we're praying for you out there, and hopefully your chest pains and your breathing are nothing bad.
Hang in there, Sandra. Yeah. If there's any doubt, head to the hospital. That's guaranteed. That'll save your life. It did me.
Somebody asked me, where's B? And I talked to B probably several months ago, and I don't know, she's taking some time out for herself.
Yeah, yeah. And that happens, you know. People, they kind of lose interest, put Bigfoot on the back burner for a little while. There's nothing wrong with that.
Some people come and go.
Yeah, nothing wrong with that.
And hey, there's nothing wrong with that, Brian and Julie. I know you're working a lot, but
yeah. Everybody,
right, exactly.
Everybody.
Mickey may have prepared for those questions, especially if they were on a TV show. And you're talking if they were on a TV program, I can almost guarantee that Todd had numbers of takes, stuff like that.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah, guaranteed, probably likely scripted, if not,
Yeah.
If not rehearsed, scripted.
Right.
Maybe both.
Right. Because that's how TV works. Todd might have bumbled an answer much, and then the director doesn't want Todd looking bad, because if he looks bad on air, the show looks bad on air.
Yes.
Right.
That's right.
Right. So you got to look at the angle of that. Like, there was a couple of times I made comments in my shows where, I sound like I'm rapping them out, well, you got to do this, got to do that. A lot of times I would tell, let me stop and start over again. And I would come up with an answer that was more formed in my head. So Danny was charged $1,750 to go on a Todd Standing expedition.
That's nice. $1,750. Wow.
And you probably had to provide your own transportation there, provide your own meals, provide.
Ugh. Yikes. Oh, Greg. Yeah, I'm over around the Mammoth Cave area. Cave City, Kentucky, my friend.
Yep. Well, thank you. Welcome aboard, Greg. Yeah, if you watch our other shows, Greg, go right ahead. Check them out. We do a lot of this. Sometimes we get off topic, have a little fun, but
yeah,
a lot. But we break it down. We tell you the truth. We tell you the 100% honest truth. We don't candy coat nothing, or try not to anyway.
Yes. We talk about real Bigfoot research, not let's pretend that this video is Bigfoot when it's a guy in a, gorilla suit. We don't do that. No.
Mike, exactly right. There are no tough questions if you have to answer if you're telling the truth. Yeah, exactly.
Yes. Perfect. A good answer, Mike. That's a good statement. I agree 100%. If you're telling the truth, it's easy.
I mean, if people think I was going to get Todd on the show and say, well, what do you think of the Phil Poling, Daniel Falconer evaluation? No, I'm not going to ask that question. I already know what he thinks of that.
How'd you get started in Bigfoot research, Todd?
No.
No, that's okay, not going to be it. No.
We're going to start right off with the hard questions. When and where did you film Blinky?
You could ask those kind of questions. I'll ask stuff like, what's your favorite ice cream?
Let's see what his answer is, because you know what? I have the damned metadata. Mm-hmm. Right?
Well, yeah.
Right. But you got to understand, you guys, Mick, you know better. A lot of people don't. They get into this. Hey, this guy looks interesting. He's nearby to me. Let me go. Okay, it's this much money. It's a personal experience because there's only going to be 2 or 3 expeditioners. But the amazing thing I found out is he takes a lot of people out for a lot of money.
Yeah. Money.
And there's a lot of people that are very unhappy with the results.
Yeah.
I mean, Danny, and Mel, and then we got a few others too that have emailed me in the past too. So, I mean, there's 5 people already that have emailed me that said they've had bad experiences.
Right.
So,
and Greg says Mammoth Cave area has a lot of activity. Yep, Greg, I wouldn't necessarily say it was Mammoth Cave, not the national park, but the thing about that is Green River runs through the top of the park and around, and that's where you have the activity, near that river. So while they may pass through there, I don't think, you're probably not going to see none waiting for you at the visitor center.
So put Grant's comment up there real quick.
Grant, oops, wrong one. Grant says he probably pays people to get into a Bigfoot costume to give people a fake Bigfoot experience.
Now, you see, I would not even bring that up to him.
No.
I would not even, suggest that.
No.
Because, again, we can't act like MK Davis.
No.
Right?
No.
Just let's come up with a theory based on on what evidence. We may say that in our own minds, but I wouldn't say that out there. Saying, I have nothing to prove that he does that. I have no proof that he does that. So why even bother saying that?
No.
And that's not. I mean, you're free to say what you feel and what you want to say. That's fine and dandy. I just wouldn't say that because, as the investigator in me, I don't make flippant remarks about. No. I make remarks about what I can prove.
Gotta have the.
And receipts. That's why I think that whole confusion happened with that couple that said, "Oh, you took a 180 on Todd Standing." No, I haven't. I just said there's no physical evidence,
right,
to prove that he is a hoaxer.
Yeah,
there's plenty of circumstantial evidence, statements he's made that hasn't been followed up on, dates that are wrong, hinky things, inconclusive stuff. The videos are too short. We always get, snippets, but we don't get anything full. For God's sakes, he's got one video where he's saying that his battery is going dead that's on the Sasquatch, and he can't get the video of the Sasquatch because the battery's dead. But yet he has a camera shooting him, trying to get the batteries out into the camera. And so why doesn't he just take that camera and put it on the Sasquatch? Stuff like that.
That's his production camera, though, Got to be able to film himself with the torch, the road flare going, who are you? Oh, that reminds me.
Right. And Jay Carey says exactly, it's beyond the point of what you can demonstrate. It's the same thing with as much as good work as Phil Polling's work and Daniel Falconer's work's been on. Again, there are arguments on the other side of that I'm not empowered to argue against. So I'm just going to remove that whole thing from the equation and stick to what we can get at, because you don't need to prove every single point that a person is pulling your leg. You just need to bring out 4, 5, 6, 7 of them to realize what the guy's really made of, right? Yeah. Because let's face it, let's look at Rick Dyer, pulls a Bigfoot hoax. Nobody believes what he says after. Why are we giving Todd Standing? Why people give Todd Standing the benefit of the doubt, saying, well, I think he's faking some stuff, but not all his stuff. Why are we giving him that benefit of the doubt?
No.
Right? Why are we giving him that benefit of the doubt when he has not been repentant on it?
Yep.
He has not said, oh, I'm sorry, I did that, and blah, blah, blah. Tom Sklenka, I would love to get How to Hunt. He has refused to answer any of my emails for an opportunity to come on the show to explain his side of things. As nice as emails, I put it up to him. So he is one that does not want to engage because, according to him, we're all government agents anyway.
Well, yeah. He does reads the emails and stuff, and then presents the pictures that people email him. Gets a lot of clicks.
John, if you're actually in the chat for that, I want you to bring that up if he shows up. Because I have a perfect follow-up question for that one. And see, that's a good point. And he made that statement, and now we can take that statement and ask a good follow-up question for that.
Yeah.
And I have it right here in my head. See, people don't understand necessarily what an interrogator or interviewer's playbook looks like sometimes. And what you deem may not be important to the outsider is actually really important. And you will see when we wrap up, if this goes down, you will see if he answers the questions the way I suspect he will. And the follow-up questions that follow that, you're going to see something.
Never ask a question you don't already know the answer to. Let's see. We wear road flares. I don't know. He did have some one footage, though. He had the road flares out, and I think what he was trying to create was the ending scene from High Plains Drifter, where Joffrey Lewis, the town is burning, and Joffrey Lewis is saying, "Who are you?" You know. Okay. Well, Todd had the road flares, and he was shaking it around and saying, you know, "What do you want?" I think he was trying to create that mood. And
Jay Carey, I don't know. I don't think he's even comfort food, because he always goes on some Bigfoot political rant about, you know, Meldrum being a government agent and me being a government agent, and you know, the assassination of Bobby Short and stuff like that. So yeah, you know, Todd is not an egregious guy. Todd is not somebody that will drop people's names. I don't call Todd names. Another thing I said, I think I'm sure he's a hoaxer. Sorry, that's the way I feel. That's who it is. That doesn't mean I'm calling him a name. That is a label based upon the collection of work he has presented. So it's very, and it's not anything personal. It's just professional. And I have talked to career criminals and to other criminals that personally I like. We get along with one another when we sit down and discuss things, and I interview them based on other stuff. Now, you know, doing a follow-up interview on stuff that they could assist me on. I had one guy I chased for 5 years, and we finally got him, and he got put away for 3.5 years. And I chased this guy for 5. And then one day I see him in a store, and we end up getting into a conversation, and he could not believe that I was being so respectful to him. What do you want me to do? I don't think you're a piece of trash. You're a human being. You're just not on my side of the fence. Sorry, you don't. You certainly have a different moral compass than I do, but you know. And he turned around and he thanked me for my humanity, and then he says, "Hey, I got a tip for you." And that tip led to a felony apprehension of somebody that was stealing thousands of dollars in merchandise from a store. So, and the arrest of his accomplice.
Yeah. The influence pays off.
Thank you, Mick.
Wow, Mick. Thank you so much, Mick. Another 5 memberships. Thank you so much. And Mick said, in that video, Todd and the flares are the only things making noises. The only other things you can see are trees and the forest floor. I would agree.
Yeah. I remember that video vaguely. Yeah. I don't really watch much. As funny as it says, I don't watch Todd stuff. I'm not obsessed with Todd stand-up.
No.
I get annoyed when this stuff comes up sometimes and people are supporting him.
I watch the new stuff. And, I watch, if he puts out a new video that comes out, I'll watch it. Mm-hmm. And I've learned one thing that I certainly know without a doubt, that I can say he has never in his life witnessed a Bigfoot close enough. If he's seen one at all, he's never witnessed one close enough to get a good look at it in the face.
Hey, and our new guy, Greg McDonald, actually got one of the gift memberships. Awesome.
Good deal, Greg.
Make sure you hit that thumbs up button too, Greg. And
thank you, Mick.
Make sure
we're
you're
not worthy.
You all appreciate it.
You ever see one of these things in the face, you'll know what they look like.
Right.
And it ain't a Muppet Squatch.
Muppet Squatch. It's time to put on makeup. It's time to dress up right.
Oh, man.
How about another one?
Thomas Carter says he's been chasing Bigfoot for decades. Yeah, and the truth for even longer. Oh.
Statler and Waldorf. Oh, and now Jay pops in. Thank you, guys.
Jay Fritz donated 5 memberships. Thank you, Jay. We're not worthy. Thank you. Appreciate it.
I think Meldrum put those up just to kind of get the heat off of him.
Maybe.
The Bigfoot community can be very unforgiving. And I kind of look at it as a scientist and as somebody who infiltrated the Squatch-D gang a long time ago. on the basis of trying to get evidence to see if they were actually pulling some shite, which they were. Which he was, not they. The team really had the team had nothing to do with it. It was all Tom himself. Although I've been accused of otherwise, saying that I said the team. I never said the team. But I understand why, Jeff did what he did. He basically, and he said to me, I just wanted to see what he had, if there's anything legitimate to any of his claims. What happens is then Standing takes him to an area where there is a lot of known Bigfoot sightings, not to Sylvanic. Why didn't they go to Sylvanic? Right? Because it doesn't exist. That's why. It doesn't exist. Have you ever seen Todd go into Sylvanic through the little hole in the mountain wall that supposedly exists as the only way to get into the Sylvanic Valley? Have you ever seen him show that to anybody in the last 20 flipping years? No, you have not. But that's what he started out with, Sylvanic, this area, right? So, but what Todd did was he took Meldrum into an area that was another researcher's area. It might even be Ken's. Now that I'm thinking about it, that was in here. If I'm wrong, I excuse me, because I'm not young anymore, so I don't have a crackerjack mind like I used to, as good as I used to.
Oh man.
And that area was known to have a lot of Bigfoot sightings. So
I think a lot of Standing's ideas are inspired by old movies he's watched. Like that, where, going through the cave to passage to enter into the unknown mountain range, whatever. That was a part of an old Western movie where these guys were looking for Apache gold, and they had to go through this mountain pass. And once they got through this cave area, they came to the big area where had all the gold. I can't remember the name of that movie though. Oh, Texas Jack.
And hey, who popped in there? Tiffany, Tea Time with Tiffany popped in. Hello.
Welcome, Tiffany. Good to see you.
So yeah, definitely this is going to be a very interesting time if he does choose to come on. If not, then we're just going to present the evidence and as it is. And I'm going to present evidence that a lot of people forgot over the years.
That's a fair question. Tom says, why hasn't Todd gone back and filmed his Bigfoot more?
That's a fair question. We could always ask that. That is a good question.
I mean, if they're all in this little hidden area, I mean, it seemed like he could just like bebop over there and film a few hours a day.
Yeah.
National Geographic would pay for this. I'm telling you, they would. If it was real, they're not going to pay for somebody's imagination. Not going to pay for a good story.
Now, Mel says because he does not know how to find them. And you know what? I'm going to say this, Mel. We have evidence of that. We have evidence that Todd Standing does not know where the Sasquatch are. And that will be revealed if he comes on the show. And if he fails to come on the show, we're going to reveal it anyway. Let me just tell you that thing. I don't want to put the cart before the horse. That's why I don't want to come out with all of this stuff. But I'm pretty sure I can prove he does not know where the Bigfoot are.
Yeah.
And again, Central,
Matt.
Hey, Matt, what's going on? I will just say this. Brian Barber is on too. Hello.
Hey, Brian.
Now, Todd apparently is out of internet range, which can happen in British Columbia and anywhere in the Pacific Northwest for that matter. And so apparently he didn't get the message, but he will be on the lookout for the message as one of his associates will let him know that there is a message to come on the show. So whether or not he accepts it, we shall see.
Come on.
And I'm sure he'll be watching this episode very intently, trying to gauge what questions come. And Truthfully, there's going to be questions you don't know where they're going to be coming out of left field that you're going to go, oh, I said that. I did that. And that's only fair. I'm just forewarning you, Todd, if you're out there watching this or going to be watching this.
Yes.
And like I said, there's nothing personal about this.
Questions from the Aper cult.
The Aper cult.
The Aper cult.
Oh, thank you, Dale.
I love that.
So we shall see if he will respond. So that's why I kind of changed the title a little bit. Will he respond? Because originally, the challenge was issued, but we had to kind of back up on that and say, will he respond? Yeah, no,
he's not.
Oh, I would be there every day and night and day. I would be there with my forensic kits. If he was shooting them as much as he is, and he would have some sort of forensic evidence.
We would have DNA. Yes. All kinds of goodies.
Muppet making contest.
Oh, that one he made was pretty. I mean, it's just like that little I can't remember the name of that movie. Shoot for. Okay, the brain's dead. Sorry.
Hey, Chet, right back at you.
See you, Chet. Oh man. Oh, the Dark Crystal. That was it. The Dark Crystal. Yeah, they had those little let's see, Jen, and I can't remember what the little female's name was.
Well, no, I mean, Mike says I don't think he'll do it after he watches this show. Hey, listen, he's the one who says he's the one who he says nobody's willing to engage. I'm willing to engage, and now he knows at least my platform, right?
Yeah.
So
just a conversation. That's all it is.
Just a conversation. Well, no, it's not just. Well, it's kind of a conversation, but it's really not.
Yeah, well, it's no big deal. Just a conversation. Answer a few questions. Talk for a little while. No big deal.
Uh-oh, Greg says he's going to Snow White the Bigfoot. Yeah, and when I say by Snow White.
Oh, no. Yeah. Oh, no, Greg, man, don't do that. No, dude. Put a little sleeping potion in there. That might work, yeah. Get them to sleep, and then, I don't know how you're going to drag one out. I mean, them things are huge. Maybe if you got like 4 guys, 6 guys, they might be able to drag one for a few miles. But, yeah, that's one of the things about it. If you find a big body out there in the woods, you're not grabbing it. I mean, unless it's a juvenile or something other, you're not picking it up off the ground and throwing it over your shoulder and doing a fireman carry and carrying it out of the woods. No, that's not happening.
Texas Jackson's going to use the 7 dwarves as bait.
Oh, man.
I think dwarves is now politically incorrect. It'd be the 7 little people.
Yes.
Yeah, it all comes down to this. I don't care about what the critics say. Oh, you're giving him a platform. You're going to stink up the air. Well, yeah, people have already given a platform. Can't be stunk up any more than his own YouTube channel, can it? Which has a hell of a lot more subscribers than our channel does, right? Not that I care.
Haven't looked, but usually those.
Oh, Lori says, sorry, y'all, phone call and grilling steaks. Ooh, what kind of cut steaks do we have? We have ribeyes, New York strip, sirloin, filet mignon.
Come in there, Lori. Yeah. Yeah, we've been grinding up our own hamburger meat here lately.
Are we getting off on food again, Chris?
Yeah, you sure did. Yeah, you said sirloin. We bought some sirloins and ground it up, and it was great as a hamburger, man. It was great.
Jen said it best. I think Jen said it best. I think she says we always get off on foods, farts, and bathroom humor.
Lori
That's
started
get
it.
off to.
Lori started it. She started talking about steaks, and then you brought up sirloin. Okay,
Okay, Victor Jackson. Welcome, Victor. Good to see you here tonight.
Victor,
Cabin in
welcome.
the Woods has been saying that Todd Standing is legitimate. Yes, of course. He also said that the Ketchum study was legitimate too, and lied through his teeth about it by saying that Haskell Hart actually, this is all Cabin in the Woods stuff, right? The study appears to be scientific valid, Dr. Haskell Hart. He has never said that.
No, in fact, he said the exact opposite. Yes.
Same thing in Meldrum. It says it cannot be dismissed outright simply because the unconventional publication method. When originally, Meldrum pointed out key concerns such as the lack of transparency in the peer review process, which is completely opposite of what Meldrum had said, as according to Cabin in the Woods. And of course, we have Chris Spencer, an audio guy, who said, say you were doing a show on Cabin in the Woods guy. He blatantly lied about me reviewing audio I never reviewed, then made up a quote I never said. And he even posted that on Cabin in the Woods comment page, and he sent me the clip of that.
Yeah.
So yeah, the Cabin in the Woods guy is a bull, pardon my French, but he's a bullshit artist.
Good job, Chris, for calling him out on that too.
That's right.
Remaining vigilant. Good.
So, but
Oh, Jay. Okay, Jay's still on food too.
So if Todd Standing is so respected, I don't mean respectful, respected, how come he's never been a speaker at a Bigfoot concert? He was once, and I have a copy of that particular thing. It was at one of the Washington conferences where they actually got him to come down from Canada and talk. And he was on the same, that was around the time he was on Survivor Man, because, he was on Survivor Man, so he would be a good draw. And that's the reason why. Not because he's a truthful talent, just because he's a good draw, probably. So, yes, he was once at a conference. But, again, look at it this way. You have all these cats that are hoaxing out there. Not necessarily Todd. Because Todd doesn't really address people directly or personally, much to his credit. I will give him credit for that. All right. He doesn't come out and say Steve is an a-hole or anything like that. He's actually said just the opposite. Steve's a good researcher. I just disagree with what he says. But that's fine. But so much the hoax line is that we're jealous. Well, I'm not jealous. What have I got to be jealous of?
Was that the one? Todd is probably waiting for the chat to hit 200. He had standards,
He may be watching. I don't know. But if he is watching, you have the link. Come on in. Let's talk. We have whatever time you need. Maybe if you show up at 10:30, we will go on till however long. Yeah. Now there's more food talk going on in chat again.
I saw that. Yeah. Talking about brisket. Oh yeah, smokers. Yeah. I'll tell you, it's good. It's hard to beat a good smoker. It is. But brisket, my God, you got to take out a loan to buy that stuff anymore. It's high.
I tell you what, Steve-O just got a new grill. It's one of those propane barrel grills that you can smoke in because it's got the chip basket in the bottom.
Oh yeah.
And so yeah, you can smoke, roast, and grill on it.
I'll find it.
You can take the grill part off, and it has a drop basket in it. And you could put a turkey in, a 21-pound turkey you could put in there and have a roasted smoked turkey. Or chicken, or,
That's hard to beat. Yeah. Real smoked
so
turkey.
You're darn straight.
Yeah. And Matt wanted to know, ask him why his camera settings were set as if he was in the studio. 1/60th at, 11 frames, etc. That's a good question. I think that's the one. I hope that's the one you wanted me to put up, Jen. Oh, yeah, yeah. That was it. That was it. Yeah. Whoops.
I take care. He said, "Oh man, smoker turkey. I need a minute."
Yeah, yeah. Oh man. Carbon dioxide standing to me. Oh my God, no, no.
I'd have to take extra blood pressure medication for
Oh
that day.
yeah, yeah, definitely. Yeah, well, Carmine is not coming on. No, that's not happening.
Actually, he's not even out there that much anymore.
Yeah, he's not.
You know, like even the podcasts are just repeats of old shows.
Right. I think he's.
So I think he's done.
Yeah. Dyer's been really quiet. I've been waiting for Dyer to put out a new hoax. You know,
well, here. I did actually speak to Rick Dyer a week and a half ago.
Yeah.
Because he had been hospitalized.
I didn't know this. Is he okay? Doing all right?
Yeah, he's fine. And it scared the heck out of him. And I did call him, you know, because I always try to say, hey, listen, there's nothing personal between this, you know. And you know, I don't want to see anything bad happen to anybody necessarily, because
right.
You know, he did me wrong on something and he apologized for such. And okay, I'm that kind of guy. And we ended up having a very nice conversation. We kind of laughed about the old times. And you know, he kind of said, just wait, I got another one coming. Yeah, I'm like, yeah. But understand that Dyer works on the TikTok circles now. So he's not an influence on Facebook. He's not an influence on YouTube.
Right.
It's a very different world we are today. We're very compartmentalized on social networks.
Yeah.
You know, Reddit community, Twitch community, TikTok community, YouTube, and Facebook. And I stay on the YouTube, Facebook side, Instagram.
Right.
So it's very compartmentalized. So if something comes of it, we'll deal with that expeditiously. I don't plan on getting involved any more of his trying to debunk his hoaxes, because I think his last two shots really say it all. So there's no sense in even revisiting or causing my blood. Let a new generation figure it out for themselves.
Yeah. I would like to see him do another one, you know, just not because I'm going to believe it, but just to see what he does with it. You know, that's interesting. It's entertaining. You got to give him that. It's entertaining. It is. It's a little dirty though, trying to make people believe that he's got something when he really hasn't.
Oh, Tracy Bennett, the porcupine. Yes, Chris Noel. Tackle tactician.
Chris says we'll be in Bowling Green next weekend for Yellowbanks on stage at the Spillway. Not sure if that's too far away from you. Love to see you. Well, I don't know. I do get to Bowling Green every now and then. Tack, I do, but not very often. But I'll check it out. Yellowbanks on stage at the Spillway. I'll have to check that out. Is this Bigfoot related? It doesn't sound Bigfoot related.
No, it sounds like Dan related.
Yeah, it's. And, you know, don't get me wrong, I do like music, but my days of going and standing for hours at a concert are over. Well, I'll have to check into that. I'm not certain. Now, you know, they do have a Park City, Kentucky Bigfoot roundup thing. They just started last year, I think was the first one. And if that comes around again, I might, you know, bebop over to Park City, because, you know, that's basically rock throwing distance from where I live.
Yeah, and just for another icon comment, Chris, you know, we lost Lonnie Anderson today.
Oh, no, I did not know that. Yeah. Oh, my goodness. I hate that.
One of the sex symbols of the 1980s, WKRP in Cincinnati.
WKRP, yeah. Married to Burt Reynolds
for a while, yeah.
Long time, yeah. Well, I don't know. I can't say it's a long time, but.
Oh, thank you, Brian.
Oh, yeah. I think you did a good job.
That was fun. I let some of my personal stuff come out a little bit there, but
Yeah.
we had. I know it. It escapes me right now.
Don't want to put that out. No.
Yeah.
No, that wouldn't be good. That could bring complaints.
Right. Correct. And hey, Brian, don't forget Malcolm Jalal Warner, Theo Huxtable.
Oh man, I
Chuck
really hate that.
And Chuck Mangione. It's been 5 in a period of less than a month.
I watched WKRP in Cincinnati when it was coming out with new episodes. Okay, so this is back a while ago, and I was always amazed with Lonnie Anderson's hair. It always looked so perfect. And matter of fact, it looked like if you threw a baseball at it, it would bounce off. Look at
my hair; it's always perfect.
Yeah. Yeah, throw a baseball at these heads. And
speaking of which, my favorite episode of WKRP was the turkey drop.
Yes, absolutely. My boys had never seen that before, and I played it for them here on YouTube.
Thank you, Lori.
Lori, thank you so much. I played that for them on YouTube. Or excuse me, we found the video on YouTube, and I played it for them. They about died.
Yep, we lost Johnny Fever, we lost Lonnie, we lost
Tracy says that's the Aquanet. It probably was, Tracy. Yeah, I remember that stuff in the pump. I remember that. And back in the day, of course, that was back when they had aerosol hairsprays, and Mom used that stuff by the case. You can't smoke when they're in the house when she's doing that, for sure.
Yes, I see people are still enjoying the Bigfoot vlogs as well. That's very much appreciated.
I like them. I thought it's
make sure you get in there, folks. The Bigfoot vlogs, give them a thumbs up. It definitely helps with the shorts algorithm.
Yeah.
And
that YouTube algorithm, boy, they really don't like us.
Danny Weeks, thank you so much.
Danny, $3. Thank you, Danny. Man, you guys, you're so great. Thank you.
They did. The potato gun, yes.
And speaking of potatoes, there's Tater.
There's Tater.
David Wickham says, Park City, Chris, come on down. I'll be speaking there. David, I'm going to be there. I'm going to be there. I'm going to go there. Yeah, I got to make sure I get my dates right.
And David, make sure to do a pitch for me too. I will definitely come down there and speak for them. And you know what? I don't even have to do it I can do it for gratis because I have a place to stay down there. Right, Mr. B?
Yeah, that's right. Steve's got his own room.
I do.
Well, his own floor, actually.
Yeah, right next to your Tom Lehrer died too. Who's a news broadcaster.
But my son Jared went to that last year, and I was going to take. Had I known about it a little sooner, I was going to take my son Andy with me. But when we heard about it, we were in the truck coming back from working at the farm, and it was like 5 or 6 o'clock, maybe 7 o'clock that evening, and we heard it on the radio advertised. It was like, yeah, it had happened that day. I'm like, well, great, wonderful. I don't want to be speaker or nothing like that, but I like to go there and just see some of the people that I've talked to online, and shake some hands.
It's so much fun to do that, isn't it?
I love meeting people, and I was tickled to death to meet Taters up there at Mammoth Cave. I was happy,
Oh, and there is one sad thing going on. Thanks to Amazon and their wonderful speed, my books will not be here in time for Hocking Hills once again. I do have a small supply of The Psychology of Bigfoot, and I just got some of my famous UV resistant, car wash resistant stickers. I got a shipment of those, but Amazon I ordered books. They said they would be here on August 5th. Within a day, they changed, which would have been before the show.
Yeah, yeah.
The next day, they changed it to August 9th, which would have been after I left for the show.
Well, that's nice of them.
And then they switched it again to August 17th.
Well, I guess it's just going to be, you got to put an order in a year in advance from now.
Right, exactly.
Oh, man.
So when I get back from
I don't like that.
Hocking Hills, I will have books, and they will be available at the Pennsylvania Bigfoot Camping Adventure. But then I got to immediately put an order in for books for next month's events, which luckily are the end of September and the first weekend of October. So,
yeah, David said Amy Bew spoke last year. Yeah, I heard that. Yeah. And I don't know. I think Adam Davies might have been there. I'm not sure.
Yeah, I think so.
Because I wasn't there, but they did mention some names. But you know, I got to watch out.
Adam was, of course. Adam lives in the in that area now too. He lives in Tennessee. And Ken Gerhardt lives in New York. Of all the weird things. Yeah, that's incredibly slow. Pathetically slow.
They need to pick that up a little bit. Yeah.
Well, it's nice.
You would think
take care of some business.
I mean, you know, I don't want to turn this into a complaint fest, okay? But you would think that if you're the author of the book, that you would be able to get top shelf service when you request book copies, you know. But it's not working that way. Okay. Not complaining, just reporting. Oh man.
Yeah. I ordered them. I ordered the books on the 20th. I ordered them 10 days ago, and they still haven't been printed.
Brian Barber's got a question, Steve. Says, if you could have one guest on the show, aside from Todd, who would it be?
Oh, great question.
I've got one picked out.
I think we're probably in the same line. Although I think he is not really doing many public appearances anymore. I'd love to have Bob Gimlin on.
Yeah. Yeah. I would like to have the two Bobs. I would like to have Bob Gimlin and Bob Hieronymus on at the same time.
Another great thought for the show is, and I'm trying, is Greg Long. He said he'd like to talk to me. I said, I'd like to have you on the show. I want to hear your side of the story. Yeah. I mean, necessarily buy into it, and he would get asked some hardball questions too. But really, I think that there was, I think he got a little angry. I think he's a little perturbed that it was from a bias aspect. Well, yeah, you hear one bad thing about Roger Patterson, and then all of a sudden that's where the bias starts.
Mick wants to know when the next bad Bigfoot movie is going to be. It's probably September, Nick. Sometime in September.
Yeah, probably early September.
Mick, yeah,
Steenberg, Bob Steenberg. We've had Robert Steenberg or Tom Steenberg. I'm sorry.
Thomas,
we've had Thomas on quite a number of times, and of course, he's always welcome to come back. I love talking to Tom.
Awesome guest. Yeah,
one of my heroes in the field. Mick, I doubt that very much, but you never know. So,
oh yeah, no, I think Don's probably kicking back. He don't do that.
Well, not really. He's starting to pick up another Bigfoot conference back in Newcomerstown.
He's gonna start another one. Well, I think we could pretty much say he's responsible for Salt Fork. I believe he's one of the the founders that put it together.
Yeah, and Mark's done a good job with great job with it going forward.
Absolutely.
So, yeah. And now he's trying to bring that to New York through Loretta Collins, who's great, and that's going to be the first weekend in October. And he's bringing Dr. Meldrum. He's bringing Renee Holland. He's bringing Dr. Esteban Sarmiento. He's bringing Cliff Barrickman and Adam Davies, and he's emceeing it. He's got me moderating at town hall. It's going to be a really good idea. And they thought it was a great idea to have somebody local to moderate the town hall because I know the area and stuff.
Yeah.
Mike, yes, I have had Brian, and of course I will have him on again at another time too. I just met up with Brian about 6 weeks ago, maybe 8 weeks ago with Pat Collins. Yes, I'd like to get Adam Davies on the show at some time. He's great. And of course, he also made this comment as well.
When you consider great leaders of men, you often think of people like Alexander the Great, Napoleon, Winston Churchill, but in recent times, there's Steve Kulls, the Sasquatch Detective.
And there you have it. He is so much. He is so much fun to
oh my goodness!
And I am so happy we got to hang out again the first weekend of October. So,
what a great guy!
He's got a great sense of humor,
yes,
and we clicked like that. And
oh man.
So I got to get him on the podcast, but he's so busy doing conferences on the weekend. So we may have to wait till the winter months till the conference season slows down. A lot of times during this time of year through probably the beginning of November, the end of October, that's when the paranormal conferences start, around Halloween. We're pretty busy running around. People are pretty busy with their schedules, but once November rolls around, we'll start lining up our guest comments, and that's why we try to do a lot of educational stuff, expose stuff on our shows during the week, and we prefer doing them live. We can interact better. Long form videos tend to get boring. It takes a lot of production time, and what we're using a lot of the live form videos now. If anybody noticed, we started uploading some episodes of the podcast going back to Spotify, which propagates to YouTube, iHeartRadio, Amazon. So we've put up, I think, 8 new episodes last week. And this week we'll put a few up before we get going, probably another 3. And then when I get back, we'll probably do another dump of shows onto Spotify. And that way people come over and get their audio versions, and they can listen in the car and listen at work and stuff like that.
And Robert Dubin says, Steve or Chris, do you know who Tim Coonbo Baker is? I would love if you had him on. And I remember Coonbo, he was making the rounds back in the Blog Talk days, I believe.
Yes.
Yeah, he's, if I remember rightly, he's from Alabama, I think. Somewhere in the South. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but I know who you're talking about.
Actually, Roker, we actually had an Oklahoma game warden who talked about acknowledging that they knew Sasquatch existed or Bigfoot existed in Oklahoma. And truthfully, the park rangers I've talked to, even in New York, were like, well, no, I don't think you're crazy. There's land out here that nobody's been on for hundreds of years. And that was coming from a very senior park ranger.
Yeah.
So I was pretty shocked. And my son himself is a New York State park ranger.
And Mick, that's something I don't know about. I hadn't heard anything about it. Was there some sort of problem with the 50th anniversary event at Bluff Creek? Because I don't know. Did they do something to offend Bob Gimlin? I don't know. You heard anything about it, Steve?
Yeah, there was, but you know what? That is such a West Coast thing, and there's a lot of parties involved in it. I'm just staying clear of it.
Yeah,
I'm staying in my lane as far as any of that's concerned. It doesn't concern the Bigfoot mystery at all. It's more about the Bigfoot community. It is about the Bigfoot mystery. This show is about the Bigfoot mystery, not somebody starting trouble at a conference or anything like that, or a disagreement amongst conference people. Not what we do here. Like to stay in my lane about that.
Yeah, that's going to happen. That's the human
because
factor.
in reality, there's good people on both sides of that argument.
Very fine people, Steve.
Huh?
Very fine people on both sides. No more. Oh boy. You guys, wow. The chat has just been, I mean, I couldn't even keep up with it tonight.
Yeah.
5,000 comments, I guess. I don't know. A lot.
All right. That one's going goodbye.
Oh no. No. We don't do that here. No. We don't do politics or
Oh no,
social,
that was just a nasty.
Yeah, we don't do that either.
Right.
It's about Bigfoot and the community, and not about anything like that.
Oh God, Grant. Okay, if I remember, I'll bring a case of friggin' Snapple for you guys.
Oh.
Lori's got a good one.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Yeah, Lori says we're all very fine people with very fine questions. Yes, that's right, Lori. Everybody. Exactly. Lori wants a peach Snapple, no calories. I guess that would be a diet peach Snapple, wouldn't it?
Get me a large diet peach Snapple with a lot of ice.
Yeah, the icing on the cake is if somebody from the store is named Joan. Joan, could you give me? Oh boy. Let's see. Mike says lots of sightings shared with me on North Bush Road in Fulton County.
Yes.
Steve, do you remember wanting me to go with you out there? Yeah.
Yes. We should get out there some. Yeah, we will. We should get out there this fall. Absolutely.
Don't get me a Snapple.
Yeah. Anyway,
yeah, that's it. And Brian says, ironically, I gorilla taped a recorder to a tree and went to get today. There were 18-inch prints up to the tree and no recorder, but the tape's still there. Those thieving little squatches. Well, that's interesting. Did you bring any casting material with you? Maybe you could take home some casts as a kind of a trade swap. What's Bigfoot gonna do with a recorder? I don't know.
Sorry, I drew.
Yeah, quit playing with the soundboard, Steve.
Mel, you very well could be true.
Ah, very possible. Very possible.
Well, anyway,
well, nobody's gonna hold a firearm to his head and get him to come on. If he wants to, he will. If he doesn't, he won't.
And if he doesn't, he's just proven
personally
that what he said on Cabin in the Woods was a complete.
Yeah. Personally,
L-I-E.
if I was a hoaxer, this is the last show I'd want to come on.
You see, but here is the thing. People that have certain personality traits are, and I'm not saying this is Todd applicable here, but there are narcissists that will willingly go into police interrogations thinking that they're smarter than the police. Right? That I don't need a lawyer. I'm smarter than these guys. That's why, any right-minded person would be like, you're accusing me of something? I need a lawyer. right? But the reason why they stay in it is one of two reasons. Either they're narcissistic and they believe they're smarter than the police and deny everything that they're coming out, or two, actually there's three. Two, they're trying to find out what the police know, or three, they try to put out a story that would excuse them from being the person responsible. So those are the three main reasons why people would, and any one of those reasons can be Todd's out here is one, either because he thinks he's smarter than all of us, two, because he wants to know what we know, or three, he wants to try to clear the air. So let's see what happens.
Well, I'd say he's absolutely smarter than I am. There's no need to worry about me.
Right.
Just feel at ease, come right on, and I'll believe whatever you tell me.
Right.
Just let me ask some questions though about it.
So we shall say.
Oh man. No, Mick, I don't think we need to do that, but no. But
That's very true, Brian. That could be true.
It is true.
But he did make the statement, and this is the whole crux of the matter. He made the statement that nobody is willing to engage him or have a conversation. Well, here I am. Here I am. Here I am. Nothing personal.
No.
I even said we won't bring up personal things. I don't care who his sister, ex-wife, what they did with special effects artistry, all that crap. Cosmetologist is what, but we're not even going to bring that up. I don't care about that stuff. Even the Phil Poling stuff. That's not my analysis. So I don't want to bring that up. I want to bring up other stuff. Let's see if he can, dance with that. See what happens.
Ex-wives is the last thing I want to talk about.
Any ex-wife we shouldn't talk.
That's right. Yeah. Well, we want to get on and show and talk about each other's ex-wives for.
Just ask the Bigfoot and the thermal.
Yeah. Oh man.
So, well, Chris, we are winding down. We're down to the last 9 minutes.
Yeah.
How quick did this show go?
Pretty quick. A lot of chat. I've been, I'm getting a headache from watching the chat go by.
So all I can say is, folks, keep an eye out on social media. If something happens, I will also post it here on YouTube, and announce the show once we get it squared away, if it's going to happen. Yeah. If not, we will do another show just covering some of the questions we would have asked and some of the evidence that, we asked some pretty strong stuff, stronger than that hopefully will make people see the light of day on this guy. We'll see. And I know Todd's going to watch the show before he comes on. So, mind you, don't worry. I say what I'm saying. We agree to disagree on this right now. We will come together. We will have a decent conversation, a respectful conversation.
Sure.
We will not, our chat's very well behaved. Our chat's a good bunch of folks. And we will definitely, but anybody misbehaves.
Yeah, we know where the button's at.
Where the button's at. And there is going to be people that are going to come on that are representing or on his side of it. And they are not known necessarily for being the kindest type of people, and they will find themselves out of here than
apers. What?
And then they will get, anybody that comes in and insults us.
Enjoy the band.
That's what will end up happening to them. So
we've got a commitment from Texas Jack here. He says, I'll be good.
I'm not really worried too much about our people.
Well, the next show we have is going to be not this Wednesday, right? So it's going to be next Wednesday.
Yeah, because I think I'm leaving Wednesday. I got to double check. I think I'm actually leaving Wednesday because the event in Hocking Hill starts on a Thursday. It goes Thursday.
Yes.
It's a 4-day event.
So it'll be Wednesday, the 13th of August will be the next show. So, and, you know, everybody over in chat, thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. I saw a lot of new names over there, guys. If you haven't already subscribed to the channel, please do so. Smash that thumbs up, the like button if you haven't already. It really helps us with that YouTube algorithm. And, you know, I don't know why, but, you know, it's got to have thumbs up. It's got to have views. It got all that stuff. Okay. But
I don't Bigfoot Recon. I don't necessarily ask if you were to get Todd standing on the show how much backstepping would do. I'm not sure necessarily what that means, but if he starts to backstep, exactly what we want.
Well,
right? We're not looking to get him to admit necessarily, but his responses will portray what it really is. If it's true, his responses will reflect that. If it's fake, his responses will reflect that as well. That's the job of an investigator and an interviewer and an interrogator.
Yeah.
Have you offered to come on his show? I don't know if he does a live show. So,
he was, I don't know, it may have been a couple of years ago, the last time I saw, but I don't know. I hadn't seen anything lately, but that's not because he hasn't done anything. It's just because I've not been looking for it. I don't know if he's done anything recently or not.
Right.
But, yeah, it would be a good show if he decided to come on, and that's fine. And we're not here to insult anybody personally or anything like that. We just want to have a friendly conversation and maybe ask some questions that could be a little tough if you're not telling the truth. Now, if you're telling the truth, they'll be the simplest things in the world to answer. That's no problem whatsoever. But thank you guys for hanging out with us tonight. We appreciate you. We know this is only possible because of you. And we got the greatest audience in the world, and we know that. Thank you so much.
And that's right, folks. We love you guys. We do have the best audience in the world. We love each and every one of you guys, and we love seeing you how many ever times. And it's going to be kind of sad. I ain't going to see you guys for another week and a half almost. But we will be back here Wednesday, 1 week from this Wednesday. You may see something from Hocking Hills. I don't know. I can't guarantee that, but we'll see what we can do. We'll see what our internet is. We got to kind of field it out. It's kind of new territory. I will be doing some videos from there too. So they may come out in video form, long form videos, and we may show some videos on the show as well, of the live shows. So, other than that,
have to work with what we got there, you know.
Right. Make sure you guys hit that thumbs up on the way out. We really appreciate it. Helps with the algorithm. Like, share, and please share this. Throw it up on your Facebook page. Hey, check this podcast out. Share the channel. You can actually go to the channel, just right click on the channel address, share it on your social media pages. Social. I sound like Sean Connery there. Share it on your social media. Share it on your social media. It really helps. We're doing a subscriber drive right now. So, and we are booming with new subscribers. So, appreciate y'all. Love you guys. Have a great night. We'll see you in a week and a half. Everybody be safe. God bless. And of course, most important thing, keep on squatching. We'll see you all here in a week.
We thank you for being here with us on Squatch-D TV. If you haven't taken the time yet, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel. And oh yes, hit that notification bell too. We don't want you to miss anything. If you really like our content, you should consider becoming a member, and it's really inexpensive and a great way to support not only the show, but honest Bigfoot research. Everyone have a great week. Be safe and God bless. We will see you all here next time on Squatch-D TV. Keep on squatching.